Hey everybody, it's Master Gallengeist here, bringing you my review for The Amazing Spider-Man issue 61. Ooh, looking at that is a really nice cover, and now we are starting The 8 Deaths of Spider-Man. Of course, Doom is pivotal in there, Spidey is too, and it's really nice at the back that we get ATs of Sam Wilson, Captain America. I will be checking this out, and that comes out January 2025 with issue 1. Now, this was interesting because we get at the fan letters in the back, as this is pretty much like an in-between kind of arc. Let's see here. How they did the Beyond storyline between Nick Spencer, Ryan Otley, Humberto Ramos, Mark Bagley and co., and Zeb, JR, and Ed McGuinness. So they're pretty much doing this one as that kind of thing as well, because it's kind of a shorter one. We'll see kind of how this goes and what's going on, but I kind of like this. We'll see how this kind of goes off here. The art was really a highlight here, and I'm getting into the groove of how Kelly does Spidey. I mean, he did some Spidey stuff in the previous run, and I had no issues really with that. It's just, we'll see how that kind of works off and how this kind of creative team kind of works with this. So we start off. No matter how oppressive New York City gets, someone is out here hustling like mad to build something. When you think about how many small businesses fail every year here, it's a miracle people even try. Most days I find that inspirational. As we see Spidey's stuff and everything. I know we just met, but I need you to focus here, Kevin. Even when said small businesses tries to burn me to a crisp. It's like, what the fuck's going on here? And we see all these things that are kind of flying around and on fire, and we're like, okay, what's kind of going on here? Aunt May's feast, Rick Jones wake up dead, and phony camera. Okay, that's okay. Then we get fucking and again, I fucking love this Spidey, and this 2-page here is fucking great. Today though, I'm not feeling it. Today, life is just stupid. This legally challenged entrepreneur needs some help with supervillain branding, and we're going to give it to him, Kev. So grab my bag and all its precious cargo while I do the dodging and fighting stuff. Sparky? I like the linkage, but that's a name for puppies, Kev. Bluesky it. It's like, which is funny because people are like going to that. I'm like, damn, that worked out well for that. I told you my name, idiot. I'm burnout, which implies someone who's given up. Your career has just begun. It's like, yeah, okay, this is working pretty good. I'm exhausted. Thinking makes the inside of my skull itch, and everything hurts all the time. Mostly because dipsticks like Burnout are shooting me point blank in the chest with home-brewed napalm. That would do it to you, Spidey. Yet, I try. Your blasts are close, but not quite. Lukewarm? Nah. Good catch, Kev. Thanks. Good catch, Kevin. Thanks. I explore non-punching interests with friends, and Peter Parker, photographer, has entered into his first gallery show. I get 10% of your agent. Thanks, Randy. I think I lost my wallet. As we see Spidey tried to link up what's kind of going on and what he kind of has to do after this fight. What about the hotness? Charmageddon? That's probably a Pokemon. Yeah, it's close. Got the vinyl! Dating as best I can. Going for a record in the record store. 95 minutes and you haven't run off. Hey, Shay, have you seen my phone? Woo! Got it. Kevin, you are the king. Oh, Calvinator, it's sciencey. Inflammable? Adjective names are very postmodern. Shut up! And of course, Aunt May. You're sure you can deposit this today? Feast needs to clear checks for the share a day. Totally on it, Aunt May. As soon as I find my keys. It's like, poor Peter. And then we see this nice page here. Keeping it all together is hard, you know. I got it all. What now? Now we extinguish the nameless wonder and get on with our lives. Firebird? That's taken. Then some ill-thought villain appears and turns into a flock of birds. Of course he does. So, you hit him so hard he bursts? No. Almost. Nice Scott... No. Also, nice Scott Pilgrim reference. Family favorite. Spider-Man. It's like... This is just a crazy one. I love how the paneling goes kind of just like diagonally down like that. And then we're like, who's here? Fucking Dr. Doom. Do. Fucking imposing there. Very nice. Your meager services are required at the summons of Earth's Sorcerer Supreme, Doom. The dictator of Latveria got a magical glow-up when he tricked Doctor Strange into passing him the mantle of Sorcerer Supreme. Makes my skin crawl, but there's not a thing anyone can do about it. Of course, you didn't forget Bloodhound already, did you? Never forget, Nick. Ah, agreeing, Kevin. Seeing him pop up like this makes my bladder clench. It also makes me mad. It's like, okay, Spidey, how are you gonna deal with this? My dude, one job as Kevin pretty much dropped the camera and it breaks. That's freaking Dr. Doom. Yes, it freaking is. Take the rest of the day off, Kevin. Great working with you. As he pretty much just lowers him down. It's like, alright. Insufficient, unfocused, immature. You rarely garner Doom's attention, Spider-Man, but now that you have, disappointing is an understatement. Not the worst thing I'll be called today, I'm sure. What do you want? And I really like this. I've seen Spidey's reflection in Doom's mask, and that's actually pretty damn cool. In my magnanimity, I have chosen you for a matter of import, a task for which you are uniquely suited, a task at which you must prevail. Spidey, thinking about it on a panel. Your stunned silence bellies the understanding of the gravity of... No, sorry, I was trying to come up with an elegant way to tell you to shove it since you used magnanimity correctly in a sentence, but... I love this. This is like a really great line. Get rusted, you Temu's Doctor Strange knockoff. I wasn't expecting it when I got this issue. I'm like, alright, you dare defy the word of doom? Pretty much, yeah. I can add some swear words if that'll make it more concrete. Then, the covenant shall be broken. Okay, that was shockingly easy, as Doom just fucking fucks off in a green portal. Covenant. Burnout. Back to work. Now I have to deal with burnout birds? Thanks a lot, Jerkster Doom. Burnout, burnout, burnout. Oh, burnout. That could work. It's like, okay. And then we also get to see Pete outside of his costume. Now, granted, the McGinnis Spidey costume is just fucking great. But I do like seeing how the people are actually done in McGinnis' style, and it just works. I tried to ignore the fact that I stood up to one of the scariest humans on the planet, and move on to a different kind of terror. In the win column, most of the feast money made it into the account. You never think of of how hot a street pretzel gets, and then whoosh, a pretzel. Crazy, right? Pete. There's better ways. I'm sorry, Aunt May. I promise I'll make up the difference. By borrowing money from me, I get paid next week. Also, ouch, sigh, Peter. I thought he was like crazy, right on the pretzel. It's like, alright. When are you going to get it together? Which it specifically? Your life? Knock, knock. That's Parker Luck, man. Caught a beautiful stalker in the hallway, searching for my lunch date who was not at said lunch spot. Someone goofed their calendar. I was having a working lunch with my client, and I figured we could do both because I did not forget it all. He did. We just did. We did. But everyone gets consolation prizes. It's like, oh, poor Peter. Copies of my photos. Hey, so far they melted. Street pretzel. And a limited edition. Oh, cool. Was it expensive? Not if you have money. As we see the record pretty much crumbling and all that. I'll be right back. I'm bathroom. You know bathroom is Peter Parker for running away from an uncomfortable situation. One time he forgot the rent check and went to the bathroom for 2 weeks. I thought he had an actual GI problem. Then I realized he's just full of crap. I like you, Shay. It's like, yeah, poor Pete. Everything's so important that nothing matters. Peter can't have a life if Spidey's stopping crimes. Who is Spider-Man if Peter gets any wins? Can you trust the news anymore when AI is available on phones? What's a covenant? Is this like a test? I like that. He's just, I don't know, man. It's like, yeah, you're good. I thought we were just training. So, no thoughts on my existential crisis? I'm 10. I'm pretty desperate. It's like, kid, you have an existential crisis? Whatever. And sometimes 10-year-olds do have decent advice. I find ice cream makes pretty much everything better, except diabetes. It's like, I don't know much about you, Spider-Boy, but this is really making me like you. Wise beyond your years, Spider-Boy. Ooh, action, boom. That boom was a 7 or 8 on the spider scale. You're level 3, pal. Sorry. Ice cream later, I promise. I'm level 4, and you owe me for last week. I'm like, mainly I saw Spider-Boy in Gang War, but I just love this little interaction. I'm like, a little more, please. Then we see this big bastard. Hello. I actually really like that design there and everything. It's really kind of cool. And everything's floating. By the will of my father, the immovable, the unstoppable, I declare this contest begun. Sintros will not be denied. Boom! It's like, holy fucking shit! Then Spidey's like, splat. Where is Earth's champion? Sorry, he called in sick today. But Earth's punching bag is happy to help you, help with all your speed napping needs. Ow, as Spidey tries to kick his ass out. That's some armored hide, ugly. Off the rack or insta-ad. Begone, fleck of spittle. Matters that shake the heavens are beyond you. The covenant is begun. Earth's champion will face me, or we could discuss the relaxing zen of gardening. Waves of power are instantaneous. Don't even want to think it, but it feels like the guy's manipulating gravity. As he pretty much tries to whack him with something, it's like, that's not working. Insect. Technically a spider, is not... Did you say covenant? Oh boy. Interesting that we had insect stuff going on in Cap, and we had the same kind of insult popping up here. Definitely gravity, moving in concentric circles. A few dozen more feet, buildings start falling. What is this guy? As we then see Doom pretty much astral projecting there. This is the task you were gifted. Wait, what? That's literally gravity being used as a weapon! Any who perish fall victim to your negligence. Accept my task, receive my aid. Yes, I accept. And I love this. Because this shows Spidey, he's like, listen, I don't give a shit. People are in trouble, and if Doom can help me stop this, I'm going to do it. He doesn't even think. It's Spidey. And I do like the kind of green kind of taking on with that. Of course you do. Doom wills it. Now pay attention for once in your life. I'm like, Spidey pays attention. Sometimes he just blabs to kind of get the thinking process going. I get that. Encyclopedia. And then we shift to a different kind of art style that gets really kind of awesome and really delves into like the Doctor Strange mystical kind of aspect, which is really fucking cool. It doesn't, for me, doesn't really clash. I do love that it like gets to the mystical kind of shit going on. So let's rock with this. From the Darkhold Chronicles, Age of Strange. That's interesting there. That's kind of cool. The young Sorcerer Supreme explored the lengths and depths of his magnificence, and while their potential inspired awe, he quickly discovered the limits of his human power. Good to always know that. In order to guard the Earth and its environs from the countless threats of the immaterial cosmos, he would require aid. Bargains would be struck. Doom would never have required such unreliable and insufficient systems, but we play the hands we are dealt. Of course, Doom being Doom. While studying the eldritch histories of the Darkhold, Strange discovered the unassailable Crimson Cask of Cyttorak, ample protection for the Earth for this dimension. However, the Crimson God Cyttorak is generally immovable in body and mind, as is well known. Strange, nothing if not clever, entered into a parley with the god in order to sway him toward a pact. Eventually, a covenant was forged, but Strange quickly learned that cleverness and intelligence are not the same. As we see the casket. Why am I going casket? It's part of it, but the casket. In exchange for erecting the casket and protecting the Earth realm, Strange had to commit to besting the 8 scions of Cyttorak, the restless, spoiled, terrible godlings eager to prove themselves worthy of their father's throne. Strange thought it a fair bargain because he believed he found a loophole in their cosmic contract. Now, my only kind of issue is where to kind of go from here, because there's kind of this portion and then this portion, so I kind of went around this way and then that way. It's kind of a little bit weird to try and follow. I'm kind of more that I went kind of this way, so let's go with that. The Covenant demands that at the top of the Crimson Calendar, Earth put forward a champion to battle the Scions of Cyttorak, Scions for Cyttorak's amusement. The contests were taxing to say the least. Strange, ever the martyr, tries to face the Scions himself. His inefficiencies also knows no bound. There's one rivalry that precedes the all-birth. Cyttorak and Regador. Yeah. Strange armed himself with the sacred reeds of Regador, which all but assured that should he fall at the hands of the Crimson Scions, he would be reborn and thus never lose. Yet he prevailed every time the covenant was invoked. Strange answered and paid the mighty toll to maintain the casket. Every time. There's little I admire about Stephen Strange, but his tenacity cannot go unrecognized. But my time is far more valuable. Thus, the need has arisen for a different champion, someone clever and tenacious who is willing to put the needs of others above their own, someone familiar with pain, as we then see Doom and Strange and all that kind of stuff, and see those kind of reads. It's like, oh shit. And then we get Spidey with his new kind of outfit, and I think this is actually a pretty cool one to just have a kind of strange-ass costume change and just have it kind of work out. Kind of similar when we saw the kind of goblin spider suit in the previous run. But this one, it's very interesting and very much goes along with the kind of supernatural, occult, magical kind of stuff and Doom stuff as well. As Earth's Sorcerer Supreme, I declare Spider-Man as Earth's new champion in the Covenant of Sidorak. You will face the Scions of Sidorak as my bannerman, armed with tools to aid you, arcane armor to give you access to the mystic arts and protect your physical form, and 8 of the life-restoring reeds of Ragador. Face the Scions, beat the Scions, protect the Earth. This is the word of doom. Whoa. Eloquent, I know, but at the moment, with a thread of the infinite weave of the mystical universe coursing through my body, I am at a loss. I don't blame you there, Spidey. It's like, holy shit, let's get this going. And we pretty much have everything set up, so we have to see what's kind of going on here. Hey, abracafrickin-dabra. Wicked webs of Wondagore. And that is just really kind of cool. Art style fucking... I've liked the usual kind of Spidey fare that Meganis is able to do, but him being able to do the mystical stuff like this and have that done with Spidey and webbing, that's just really cool. Ah, there you are, champion. You're new to this. We don't call out all of our spells. Noted. I am Sintros, first of the Signs of Sidorak, imbued with undeniable and inevitable attraction. I am the will that shapes the dance of planets, stars, galaxies, as we see the gravity going up against Spidey's shield like that. So, whoa. And then we get a really cool kind of paneling here that kind of like arcs like a dome up there. It's really kind of cool. I am the mortar that holds the universe in place. An insect can only be crushed in my presence. And the egotistical weirdo slips up, shows me the source of his power, a black heart hole. So we see that in his mouth. It's like, oh shit. Thanks to this suit, I know all the cool secret names of things. Just like I know that the luminescence of limitless Langolian can not only fill a black hole heart, black heart hole, it can overload and destroy it. Here comes the magical choo-choo, open wide, magical mystical arts. Between us, normally I wouldn't be so cavalier about hurling myself into the mouth of an extra-dimensional godling, but I know in my gut that the reeds will protect me. Doom didn't lie about that. I win. So he kind of goes in with his like spider punch. Black heart hole. There. Cause of death. Scientific term is spaghettification, which kind of trivializes what may be one of the most rare and excruciating deaths in the universe. Agreed. This panel is fucking nuts and gnarly, so you see Peter's death like that. A body is stretched and compressed as it's pulled into the gravity well of a black hole. So cool. I'm sorry, that's not professional, but it is cool. That time between the first rending of toe flesh and the last compression of scalp atoms only takes picoseconds. But for the deceased, the process feels like it takes 96 hours thanks to space-time distortion. Wild, right? And then we get somebody that we normally wouldn't expect, but since he's now bonded with the Death Stone... Sorry, I'm new at this job and a little nervous. Nerves for me equal giddy focus on factoids and trivia. Ahem. I used to be called Phil Coulson, but for the purposes of our time together, I am Depp. You didn't miss this development in the recent Infinity Watch event, did you? Acknowledging Nick. So you see him, and he's got a little skull with his kind of tie thing there. It's like, oh shit. Man, that sounds so heavy, but it's true, so embrace it, Phil. Which is kind of crazy that Phil's gone on that much of a crazy-ass journey in the comics. As the new embodiment of death, I'm to guide you safely and as friction-free as possible to the afterlife of your choice, Mr. Oh my god, Spider-Man? No. I'm so sorry. Oh man. For what it's worth, I jumped right to cause of death in your fault. Whatever your name was, you'll always be Spidey to me. It's like, oh, that's cool, Phil. It's an honor to process you. What's this? Oh, you have the reeds. I'm so sorry. Stay strong, Spidey. Good on you, Coulson. Ah! Later, in the quiet of my room, this moment comes back to me, and I relive my rebirth all over again. Because in the moment, it hurt too much to even think. I died. Body torn and broken and rent on an atomic level. I returned. The reeds of Ragador reversed the natural order and forced my atoms to reform and my muscles to reknit and my soul to I don't know what. Nothing in magic comes without cost. The cost of defying the very foundation of immortal existence is pain, inconceivable pain. It's like, yeah, Spidey, you always gotta have that cost. This is gnarly. Even though this is rated T, be careful because that is... Woo, if you were not expecting it, you'd be like, what the fuck? Now, it is called the 8 Deaths of Spidey, so we get some deaths and shit. Let me see him kind of like in this like weed puddle thing. It's like, what the fuck? God, oh my god, help me, help. I've never been accused of having a good bedside manner. Do people want the good news or the bad first? Doctor Strange. Good, please. Good. You're alive and in perfect health. Bad news is you have to fight and defeat the rest of the signs of Sidorak. Likely dying in the process. Rebirthing 7 more times. If you don't, the Earth falls. I'm glad that we get Strange astro projecting and popping up and saying, yay! To be continued. So, we'll see how that works out, and I'm glad to have Strange there. And we get spiders and symbiotes, pretty much talking about what's kind of going on. This month's host being Zeb Wells. We get talking about like the 8 Deaths of Spider-Man and all new Venom. We also get some talk about the Hulk. Of course, the shark there. We get a Thwip list talking about like all the ones kind of coming out. And then we get kind of like the page at the end, and we get some fan letters, which are interesting. And of course, looking for Amazing Spider-Man issue 62. So, I overall really enjoyed this one. I liked what we got with the kind of spider voice. I had liked what was kind of going on with how Zeb Wells was doing Spider-Man's voice in the previous one, and I like Joe Kelly's here. Now, the jumping back and forth between different writers, we'll see how that kind of works out. It could lead to some problems, but it might not, depending upon how closely they work together and what they kind of want to do with Spidey. The art is, I have no problems with it. I love that we were able to have the mystical arts fused so well together into the style, but I also loved that we got a little bit of a different style when we're talking about how Strange set this up. And I just love that we get the understanding of what's kind of going on and how Spidey has to think differently and work throughout this kind of situation. It's an oddball one, but a really kind of interesting, I would say pretty much filler arc, but kind of a setup of how Doctor Doom operates as the Sorcerer Supreme, how Spidey's like, fuck off, eat my ass at first, but when push comes to shove and people are in danger, he will do what he needs to help people, and Doom actually gives him the tools and the abilities to help people and fight this whole kind of thing instead of doing it himself, which is kind of stupid. It's, sure, it could be inefficient, but if you are such the great Doctor Doom, you could like crack these assholes out in like no time flat and get this casket of Sidorak all set up to work for Earth. But it's funny, we'll see what kind of goes on, but I want to see how Spidey deals with these situations. I liked that they were able to slot in Phil Coulson as the embodiment of death there. That's an interesting kind of thing, and I kind of agree with that since he's got the whole kind of Death Stone and everything. So he'll probably be popping up more if Spidey dies more, so we'll see what goes on. I want to see how much Strange actually takes into effect and kind of helps Spidey, even though Doom's like, do this, I don't fucking give a shit, and Strange is like, fuck, I made this fucker Sorcerer Supreme, and now I gotta deal with this fucking shit. So, we'll see how that kind of works out, and I'm down for the ride. This will probably be going to, I think it was like, issue 70? So, we'll see how that kind of works out. And if you're not really into it, don't really care about the whole Doom taking over Sorcerer Supreme, I can understand just kind of skipping it. And if you're not into the supernatural kind of sides of the Marvel Universe and you just want to see Spidey doing Spidey things, this probably isn't going to be for you, and I would totally just recommend like taking a break and seeing where they would kind of pop off next. We are going to be getting a whole other kind of Doctor Doom kind of thing, One World Under Doom thing done by Ryan North, which will be interesting since he's been doing the Fantastic Four. Makes sense. So we'll see how that kind of stuff works out and what they're attempting to do with One World Under Doom, and how this kind of probably will give us any kind of more information and brings up any more of that while Spidey deals with these assholes. So those are my opinions on the issue. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below. If you liked it, if you didn't like it, if you agree with me, if you disagree with me. Also like and subscribe, and I hope you have a good day.